Ladies and gentlemen, something just hit me, and I thought probably I would want to share it with us at this time when I have this opportunity. Going to a certain activity somewhere in the suburbs of Nairobi. And so when he paid for his ticket and showed up there, he clearly was going for an artistic event, a creatives gathering, and he had no idea what exactly it was going to turn out to be. But interestingly enough, when he got there, he says that the class of people that he communicated and connected with there was rather very unique and surprising. From the description, these are very, very well to do rich kids, let's call it rich kids. And so he was like, wow, whom am I gonna hang out with here? Who really fits my sort of like profile that I can spend time with? And so a lot of things began running in his mind because he looked at the type of phones people had, the kind of accent people were sharing, and the gathering was wow. For lack of a better word, it was a classy connection of different people. And so at this kind of an opportunity, then it's very easy to start wondering, man, is this the place for me? Should I be here? How did I even pay for this? But something told him that, nope, I am here and I'm going to make it happen. So as he was registering and going through the door, people were being given stickers with some words on them. So, like I was saying, for him, it was really a tricky situation, and he felt like if this is just the opportunity that he's really, really ever wanted. And so he started second guessing himself in one way or the other, but finally he settled. So, like I said, when they picked these words, his word was authentic or authenticity. And so he got into the hall, the room was amazing, good ambience, amazing people, and he convinced himself and he sat down. The activity started because, as creatives, they were each given the challenge. And so their team was everybody who picked the word authentic, and the rest picked their own words to sit together in a group, become creative, do a script, and shoot it with your phones. And remember what I had said, people had very high end phones. So, how people were sharing data, connecting airdrops, and all that sort of stuff, it could only mean you need to be in that class to be able to participate. And so he did, because he has his iPhone, could not have been 14, but yes, he has his iPhone. So he built up his courage, built up his confidence, and proceeded on with the activity. Took an hour and a half or two to do their project. After finishing, they sent through scanning a QR code. That was to be projected, and everybody had discussed about people's outcome. He shared his ideas, and at the end of the day, they had a great time. So one story that he mentioned was there was somebody else whom he met in there while he was looking for a person to hang out with, who was really not confident enough to stay. And this person was like, nope, me, I have to leave, because I can't feel comfortable in here. This is just not my type of hangout. For her, she could not take it. She was like, man, I didn't expect this to be like this. And I think I just need to leave. What will I be doing here? How can I hang out with this kind of people? The accent, the demeanor. These people just look like they are not part of what I need to be part of. And so he convinced her. He was like, no, no, no. We are already here. You sit in your group and just do what you're able to do. And so everything continued, went on, and they had a good time. They finished, and obviously, he convinced the lady to stay back, and she stayed back, joined her group, and also delivered on her project. By the time they were good to go, he had done some networking. He had shared what he was good at, but he felt so good with himself for standing up to who he is. He did not want to just look down upon himself as unable, as not willing, not appropriate, or not fitting within a certain sector or section of people. Building self-esteem, self-confidence is all about adding value to yourself. And when you believe in yourself, it does not really matter how much of a subject matter expert you are
or you are not. Just say what you do. No. Just be yourself. Talk less, listen more. Personal development, value systems, self esteem is how do you view yourself? How do you carry yourself? You feel so bold, courageous, confident enough to be able to survive under that kind of an environment. When you meet a stranger, when you meet a new opportunity, when an elevator pitch, how do you do it? Are you ready? Do you have value? Do you know yourself? Can you come out of that situation successful? This is how you miss an opportunity. What if there was somebody in that group who had hung out with these people for so long and felt like they needed a change? They needed to network and interact and engage with somebody different. That could have just been you. But you look down upon yourself and you feel like you do not qualify. You do not fit to be in these kind of places. And so for him, that's what he did. And ultimately, they had a good time. They shared the clip. He did his networking, connected with different people. And it was amazing. He didn't even look very overwhelmed, And I was like, that's it. That's the way to carry life all along. And so I was just thinking, how does this affect many people out there? Look at yourself and think, man, not my class, that is not my level, not yet qualified for. How much do you struggle with certain things that could probably just be opportunity in your lifetime you have seen, but because of how you look, what you have, not have, what you own, or what you do not own, you categorize yourself amongst people who cannot, who do not, who are supposed to be at certain places, then that's how you could just be leaving a lot of your doors. Maybe you heading to this kind of a place, this kind of an activity, could have been the door you've just been praying for. But you are sitting at the wrong house. You're walking on the wrong lane. You are talking to the wrong people. You are constantly hanging out with the people who do not take you to the next level. So would you burst that bubble if it were you, or would you have bolted out the door and left? And so today, this is my challenge, that take care of yourself the way you are. You never know. Probably in that group, there were people who are so used to each other, and somebody just wanted a new networking, a new person, a new engagement. And that could have been you. That could have been your chance to ask some questions, to be personal with different people, and just to enjoy it. And so, ladies and gentlemen, in terms of being courageous, having high self esteem, building yourself in are some of the things that you had to do. So I've been thinking about this story all through, and I would be able to relate with us. And so enjoy yourself, have a great time. Do not let opportunities pass. Grab them, seize them, and just be authentic. And so, like I said again, have you missed an opportunity because you thought you do not fit? Have you ran away from a situation that could have changed your life simply because you felt like this was not your portion? How did you handle it? How did you do it? On the other end, have you grabbed an opportunity and seized a moment and just said, this is what I'm going to die with? Because many times you could change your life by just being authentic. And so the word authentic really lived out in their play. He's been thinking about it and he has been so transformed. That such that he even inspired somebody else to be authentic. Now, supposing he felt like he had to leave, maybe he could have also inspired the other lady to leave too. He says, yes, yes, this is not our place. Hey, it's time for us to move out. But both of them stayed and they had a great time. And so obviously after the show, it was time to leave. And again, at that time, moment or hour in time, it's easy to start thinking, wow, people here are driving, or people are going to be dropped, people are going to be picked. Maybe it could have moved to what type of car are people driving or being picked up. You know how some of these things go. He really called for a cab to just take him so he can feel sort of like make it till you make it. But I asked him, why didn't you do that? And he said, I want to be authentic. No, I was just going to walk. I was going to go down the street because I know the area that there is. Getting public matatus is not really doable. And I was like, you didn't feel like, no, you needed to show off and call for a cab, even if you're paying for it? And he was like, no, I wanted to be authentic. And authentic he was. So they went down with this friend, hanged out with other people, and when it was his time to move, he moved out. He was going just down the street and he wasn't going to live a lie. He was not going to pretend. He was not going to do things that he doesn't know, he doesn't have, because it takes much more energy and skill to live a lie than to be authentic. And so for him, it was very, very easy to just be authentic. And that is how he had a great time. That is how he linked up with different people, connected, built networks, and everything was good. And by being authentic, he felt very strong. He felt like a winner, and he moved on to his level. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that is my point. Be as authentic as you are because it comes from you. To have high self esteem, to be very authentic, to be very true, to be very real, it takes a lot of personal growth, personal development, personal conviction, and motivation to lead that kind of a life. Do not be what you are not. Make it easy by being authentic. And so that is my message for today. I hope everybody is having a good time. Thank you so much again for being on the channel. Let's continue learning. Let's continue talking. This has been running in my mind the whole time, and I just felt like I needed to bring it out and share it with so many of us. Thank you so much. Be authentic. Go out there and conquer the world. Albert Nation, ciao.